This is the plaintiff, Philip Robertson. He says he was in the military on deployment overseas, and he sublet his apartment to the defendant while he was away. Well, the defendant took it upon himself to re-sublet the apartment to his uncle, and the guy wrecked the joint. The place needed a microbial cleaning. He was forced to live in a hotel, and the defendant's wholly responsible for the $4,298.75. He's now out. This is the defendant, Christopher Best. He says he lived in the defendant's apartment in 1998, and in 2004, his uncle moved into the place. He has a lease which clearly states his uncle was the tenant, so he doesn't know what the plaintiff's beef is. Nothing was done secretly. Bottom line, the plaintiff's just one of those army brats with a Napoleonic complex, and he owes him nothing. He's accused of making a mess of things.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff is a military guy who was deployed overseas. He sublet his apartment to the defendant, who let his uncle use it, and he wrecked it. Now, the defendant says the plaintiff is an army brat, and he knew the uncle was living there. It's the case of tension.
Douglas, Philip Robertson?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing your former tenant, Christopher Best, for $4,298.75 in damages that you say you incurred as a result of the condition he left the apartment in. All right, tell me what's going on.
Well, I sublet my place to Chris Best about 15 years ago. He's been a long-standing
15 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And without me knowing, Chris moved out of the place back in 2004, moved his uncle in.
Without you knowing, he moved out in 2004 and moved his uncle in, and you found that out when, 2013?
2004.
Oh, you found out, and then what'd you do? Did you evict the uncle?
I did not evict the uncle.
So you just allowed the uncle to continue to live there for another 8-9 years?
I just let it go because I was deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, and just otherwise.
Thank you for your service, but I assume you came home in 9 years and you could have taken care of it, right? Okay, so when did you give him notice?
I talked to him on November 26th of 2012.
Did you do it in writing or no?
That was verbal, but I sent a follow-up letter to him, certified return receipt requested.
And what? He never accepted it?
He never accepted it, but I also sent regular mail as well.
Okay,
so
can I first of all tell me what you told him on November 26th?
Basically that I was exiting military service and I was coming back to take possession of my
Was he in the middle of a lease or no?
Not a yearly lease.
What kind of lease?
It was basically month to month.
So it's a month to month. You tell him in November that he needs to be out in 90 days?
Yes.
December, January, end of February?
Yes,
okay.
That's correct.
And then what happens?
Come February, Chris did not pay the full rent.
For February?
Right.
What did he pay?
He paid $297.
And did he say why?
He never said why. He and I hadn't had any contact since I told him I was coming back. And
why did you pay only $209? Is it true that you paid only $297? It's such an odd figure. Okay, and why did you pay only that?
I deducted the $600 security deposit that I paid 15 years ago.
But you're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to pay last month's rent. Security deposit is the landlord's insurance for you not messing the place up. I know people do it, but you know it's not right, right? Oh, please answer more quickly than that.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. You're suing for a security deposit plus last month's rent. Of course, one of those is paid because you took the...
Right.
Right, so that doesn't make sense. All right, so then now you come in, and when do you first see the apartment?
Well, I came in January. I had an appraisal done on the place because I was going to refinance to see if I can just do a complete renovation of the place. So contacted Chris, and I was allowed to enter the place. And just when I entered the place, I already saw what I was dealing with.
Your heart sunk.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I thought we would be able to just go ahead and
seamlessly move in after people have been living there for 15 years? Really, you thought that?
Well, yes.
What la-la land are you living in? I need my military men to be more realistic than this.
Well, when Chris was in the apartment.
I understand, but you don't even know the uncle. You were fine with getting rent from the uncle or Chris or whatever Chris's arrangements were because Chris was still on the hook. Everything was fine, except for that you knew that Chris wasn't living there anymore.
Yes.
Right. All right. Let's see some pictures. I want to see some pictures.
Okay. This is the condition that
my
place was left in. And you can just swipe through Those were taken March 1st when I entered into the place.
Did you, Chris, let me ask you a question. Your uncle was, I'm sorry, Mr. Best, your uncle was living there since when?
2004.
Okay, and were you ever going to visit your uncle? Who's the lady next to you?
This is my grandmother.
Your grandmother. Okay,
Yeah.
so who was living in that apartment?
My uncle, Kenneth Kimball.
Just your uncle?
Yes.
Okay, were you paying the rent for him?
Yes, we were actually both helping him out with the rent, yeah.
Were you helping to pay grandma's rent too?
No, she has
She's
that.
yeah. Oh, she and you are helping to pay uncle's
Right,
rent.
yeah.
I got it. All right, so did you ever go down there and see the way he was living?
Very rarely.
All right, because did you ever see it when he moved out? Because your name is on the lease, so.
Yeah, I saw it, and it was in pretty good condition.
Really? Okay.
But also, really?
In all those years, see, I own a co-op as well. And I maintain it in a livable condition.
Yeah, why didn't your son do
You
that?
have to stay on top of these things.
Right,
He
but
never- he never
wait,
did
hold
that.
on. There are some things that I think just expired their shelf life, and it's greedy of him to want you to pay. But there are some things that are just pig-like and disgusting that require just maintenance of, meaning clean up after yourself daily, and that would be not on the landlord but on the tenant, like just all the grease piling up everywhere. Ugh, the grease stains on the wall. Of course, why would you think that after 15 years you wouldn't have to repaint an apartment?
Oh, absolutely.
What makes you special? Because I've been a tenant and I'm a landlord now, and I would never think that wouldn't be normal wear and tear that you'd have to finally pony up after 15 years of a paying client. The thing that concerns me the most are the damaged walls. Did you see pictures of the damaged walls, or did you see the damaged walls yourselves?
No,
Okay, what I want you to do now is take these pictures and scroll.
Okay.
It's definitely dirty, and it needs to be cleaned. How did you not see it? Didn't you go on March 1st to take a look?
Yeah, I did a walkthrough, but...
Did you see all what I'm looking at?
No, actually, no. I didn't do an intense walkthrough. I just did a
What'd you do a
short
walkthrough at all for if you're not doing an intense walkthrough? Aren't you going through to see if you don't care because you lived out your security deposit. You figured he'd go away after 15 years. He's not going to chase you. He's not only chasing you, he's chasing you for his renovations to the place.
Yeah, I see that.
Because he's renovating the place entirely.
Yes.
He's ripping everything out, and he wants you to pay $5,000 of his $15,000 renovation.
I know, ripping everything out. It's
Yeah, it kind of looks that way. You want him to pay $1,200 for deep cleaning.
Yes.
That is maybe 5 or 6 times what I've ever seen anybody ask for. Okay, can I see the proof that deep cleaning cost you $1,200? I don't even know what that means anyway, because when you clean, you clean. You don't clean. I think it meant the wall. The walls are filthy. They're disgusting. I mean, your uncle really did leave it in a deplorable condition. The question is he overreaching? $1,200, demo and thorough cleaning of entire space due to poor maintenance, removal of all debris. Demo? That's demolition.
That's
How's that
correct, man.
funny? I'm a little insulted, frankly, that you try to pass along the cleaning cost. And why? Because your wife is pregnant and it needed to have a microbial cleaning as opposed to other cleanings, because that's exactly what cleaning means. Okay, $1,200 for it, when if you look really carefully and look at the 6-point font, you see that you're trying to pass along the cost of your demolition to your tenant.
Well, honestly, my contractor charged me $1,200. That's why I put
For
$1,200.
demolition and cleaning.
He made a mistake.
No, he didn't make a mistake.
He did.
No,
I
he
talked
didn't.
to him. I
No,
talked to
he
him about
didn't.
it.
You
Well, he
got
does
him
clean.
to throw in and cleaning of entire space. That's not what contractors do. You got him to throw that in so that
He
you could try to
cleans.
pass the cost along to your 15-year religiously paying tenant. And I
Yes.
find that sickening.
So can a landlord charge a tenant for repainting a place if the tenant lived there for 15 years?
No, I don't think that the tenant should have to pay for it.
Why?
Because they're just a renter, so the owner should.
Yeah, but if you ruin like the cabinetry you have to pay, why is painting different?
Well, it's part of the rent. It comes with the territory of renting. I mean,
So 15 years.
yeah, 15 years. It's part of. It's the once the.
So you don't have to pay.
No,
What about 3 years?
no, not for
A year?
Yeah, not for even 1 year. I don't think it's the landlord's responsibility.
Okay, we'll find out going inside the courtroom.
What was there that caused that? Do you want to see it closer, or you don't know? You never visited?
very rarely.
He's right in your same
Yeah.
building. You can't visit your uncle? You're already mad you're paying his rent.
I keep long hours, and
What do you do?
I'm in finance. I work for a small publication company. And yeah, that, you know, actually.
Did he have posters there or something? Like, what caused that?
I don't know what caused it. His uncle, when I went to look at the place, he had T-shirts hanging from the crown molding, which covered most of that. Now, it didn't look like that, but it was chipped. And if you just touch it, the paint will fall off.
So did you touch it before you took the picture?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, if he put something up there and then when you ripped it out, it caused the damage, that's one case. But if this is because somebody took the little spatula kind of thing and was in the process of replastering, how would that fall on the tenant?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't.
Did
take the
your contractor do that?
He probably did.
Yeah.
He probably did.
Okay. Gotcha. Replace the vinyl floors. Show me the vinyl floors. Did I see that?
Where that kitchen saddle is, it's the vinyl tiles.
Okay. How old do you think those are? Because I think these tiles can drive.
Yes.
So you think he should pay for you to replace those? Okay. And then there's a broken soap dish. I saw that. Do you have any idea how the soap dish broke?
I have no idea.
Restore the kitchen saddle. Is this the only picture you have of the kitchen saddle?
Yes, it was like
The saddle's a threshold, right?
Yeah, it's the transition between the
Right.
two.
And you want him to pay $120 because it's dark after 15 years?
The contract had took it back to his place, refinished it, and then put it back. And he charged me $120 to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to rule in your favor. But it's not going to look anything like you want it to look.
Okay.
Because I think that you have very inappropriately tried to get them to pay for your renovation. By the way, you got it all renovated and you're living. Did you have the baby?
We had the baby,
What'd you have?
a boy,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When did you have the baby?
April the 21st.
Wonderful. But I am going to charge you the cleaning fee. What a cleaning fee should be. Not what a demolition is. So I'm taking into account it's a studio apartment. I'm taking into account how incredibly dirty it was. And I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $175. That's my judgment.
Well, this man sued for thousands and thousands and was just awarded $175. You won the case.
It doesn't feel like.
No, you feel like you lost.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why?
He failed to pay the rent for the last month. So where's, what happened to the rent? Mm-hmm. 175 doesn't cover what the deficiency was for the rent. So because I had to put out a lot of money and that should have been shared. It wasn't just cleaning; it was damage. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on your 2-month-old son, right? 2 months now?
Yes.
All right. Head right down this way. All right. So come on in here. You satisfied how this works out?
Very satisfied. Believe the judge was fair. It's a warrantless case. Cleaning. I mean, if he would approach me with a reasonable estimate of a price of cleaning cost, I would have gladly paid. But got a little greedy, and now he pays the price.
See what Harvey has to say.
Okay, here's the thing. The law is, in every state, it's normal wear and tear. If what it is normal wear and tear, you don't have to pay. If you're in an apartment for 6 months and the walls are all messed up, you have to pay. If they're yellow after 15 years, you simply don't. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.